All right.
I got the other bit.
Well, we don't. That's the problem. It's the businesses, the antique businesses that are in.
How are you?
So if we just set it there and let's, well, we'll get around to it.
Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Montgomery Economic Development Corporation regular meeting. This is February 17th at 6 o'clock p.m. And so we're going to call the meeting to order. We'll start with the pledges of allegiance. And to the American flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And the Texas flag, honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. All right, do we have anybody that has requested public speaking? Nobody? Okay, all right, and we'll jump right into our regular meeting agenda. Item number 3 on our agenda is a consideration of possible action on the regular quarterly meeting minutes of January 20th, 26th. I reviewed the minutes. Has everybody else feel comfortable with the minutes? Casey, anything to add? No, you're good? Okay. We can entertain a motion to accept those if you like.
Make a motion we accept regular quarter meeting minutes, July the 20th, 2026.
And seconded?
I second.
Okay, it's been motioned and seconded that we accept the regular meeting minutes, the quarterly meetings of January 20th, 2026. This motion is amendable, debatable, requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. That measure carries, and we'll go on to item number 4. Consideration of possible action regarding the request from Alpha Elite Performance Outdoors. This is a veteran-operated 501c3 for $500 sponsorship in support of their event. And this is March for Our Military. And I guess it's open for discussion. Do we have anybody with the organization here today? No? Okay. Then this is something we've pretty much sponsored every year. Yeah. Do we need to debate it or discuss it? No? Okay. Can we get a motion to approve it?
I make a motion to approve item number 4 as presented.
Second.
Okay, so it's been motioned and seconded that we accept item 4, which is a $500 sponsorship in support of March for Our Military. It's amendable, debatable, requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? That measure carries, and $500 sponsorship will be awarded to March for Our Military. Item number 5, consideration possible action on the next phase of the Wayfinding Sign Program that includes refined sign types with location-specific information. Our city administrator has authorization for final sign-off, but we made a few adjustments. So, and there were some boundary issues and things like that. I'm according to Ms. Tilley, I guess. Yes, Ms. Tilley. And then I think though that we're in the final stages, but we added the LED. So I believe Todd is here, and Todd is from our sign company. Todd, tell us what you're going to do.
Howdy, howdy. Thank you for having us. Currently in the package, we have a reverse illuminated standard monument. And so I believe the last meeting there was an opportunity to even add an LED display. And so we have a couple different versions for your review. So option A, it's going to be reverse illuminated. This is exactly what you guys have. At nighttime, Montgomery, the tagline, those illuminate as reverse. And if you'll go on to option B. So this is going to be the first version. Your existing monument that's out there is 10 foot. And this new version is a 13 foot by 11 foot 11. And it has a 6 foot 2 by 11 foot 11 LED marquee. And again, the Montgomery, the tagline, the star, those are going to be reverse illuminated still. And then the third option is a Option C is going to be a 10 millimeter, 6'2", 11'11", again display, built as a triangle base, and the overall structure here is 18 foot tall. And then if you go to the last final, you can see two versions here. Go and click one more. So this would be the standard monument and the digital put together. I know we're putting the new tree in the area. It's going to be an Instagrammable area. And so currently when you drive down the main thoroughfare, your existing LED is sitting about 4.5 to 5 feet. So the only people that can see it is if you're sitting at that red light. The opportunity and advantages here is it being 18 foot in the air, you'll be able to see it all the way down 105. And it still gives you the attractive look of a nice, beautiful monument to the side.
Yeah, so Miss Tilly, is Miss Tilly here?
Yes.
So is that height, is that acceptable height for historic?
It would have to go to council for variance.
How much too high is it?
Not too high.
Yeah, how much? How much are we talking?
Oh, what side?
The existing is 10 foot.
Right.
So this is 18 foot.
So 8 feet too high. Yes. 10 feet.
So the existing is 10 feet, but
Correct.
what is our limit?
10.
10.
Okay. I like that a lot better than, because then we get our monument sign too.
Yeah.
The only thing you have to consider is that single column is almost close to a pole-like sign rather than a monument, which is what our signs are going towards as monument style. So if it's maybe a thicker column,
So yeah,
rather than a
the infrastructure, either way that we build, if we choose to go the LED route, the way that we manufacture ours, we put everything with a steel pipe up the middle to carry the weight. The monument itself will still have a concrete foundation, but in order to support the weight, they are very heavy, and we highly recommend through engineering as a steel support.
Can you go back to option B one more time?
Sure.
The last time I talked about this, agreed on an LED sign here. Because I wasn't a part of the downtown plan either.
Yeah.
So we're deviating like a lot.
Well,
we keep deviating from this plan, but we all agreed we like more of a artsy,
Right.
This sign is,
social media.
so how tall is this?
This is not something you're gonna take it.
13 foot 10.
You're gonna take a picture of.
I'm not thrilled with any of them, to be honest with you. I know what this is kind of cookie cutter, but that's not at all what I had in mind for, I'm with you, Ryan.
Well, so here, we gotta understand two different things going on here. The monument this isn't your monument. This is an existing LED sign that we're gonna replace.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
And ours is junk because it's this big and it's on the ground and you can't see it unless you're parked there.
I agree with you, we should do that, but we should stay with our what happened to our original artsy look that we had?
So, yeah, that one with the big Montgomery, we can still do that.
I mean,
This is even.
this just looks like.
Well, again,
Take a picture.
we're talking about
Two
two different things. This is a replacement of an existing LED, whatever you want to call that thing, LED sign. And then, if you want your monument, that's something completely different.
Well, I mean, as far as the LED sign goes, I know we threw that in after last meeting because we knew we were going to displace it, but that's kind of a separate issue, really.
Absolutely. The LED to me is separate. So if you want a monument, that's what we need to look at, is a monument in the middle with your century tree. Or
We did ask them to put a LED together and let us take a look at it. So you guys did what we asked you to do, but I'm not feeling it, dog.
Well, that one there, the B one, is probably the more acceptable one because it doesn't look like a big advertisement sign.
Curtain and punch bowl?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sticks out, but in a good way, a better way.
I mean, that's the thing though, is that if we want to continue with an LED sign, the sign we have is waste.
Agreed, yeah, it needs to go.
I mean, it's just, unless you're parked next to it, you can't see it.
I agree, yeah. I think whatever we do, we probably need to go get some height on it, yeah.
Why do we need an LED sign?
Well, it's very handy. People use it a lot more than
I don't.
think. But we don't because we don't have events, you know that, right?
So something a little unique about our company, what's included in the package that you guys are getting is an unlimited 5-year warranty, parts, labor, on-site service. Something that we do strictly on LEDs is we do content creations included. So any of the digital advertisement, the MEDC meeting, city council meeting, we will produce the content and make it look high resolution, and again, free of charge. You just submit a tech ticket saying we have a meeting on the 1st, and we'll update the content for you. And
What size, I can't see that far.
that is 6'2" by 11'11" display. And of course, we do have smaller sizes if we need to get that 10
11 by 11, you say?
on the width, yes, sir.
12-foot side.
So it's square.
No, it's 6 foot tall and 11 foot wide,
The display.
Okay.
or 12 foot wide, 11.
Well, and the reason we went larger, again, it's the height and coming down the visibility.
Yeah, that's a real.
I was visiting your current monument, and the only true visibility is about 10 cars back. If you're at that red light, that monument's fine. Across the street, you can't see it. At the diagonal, you can't see it.
Yep.
So when y'all put it up, I mean, it looks nice, but you have no true advertisement or display.
How much does it add to the cost of the sign that we originally had scoped?
Yeah, so if you go with option B this year, basically your infrastructure is included already. So it's Monument A added to an LED. The LED would be $72,000, but again, content creation, there's cloud support, unlimited training for the entire city, city council. And then if you opt to go option C, it's $92,000. But you would also get option A, if that makes sense.
You get A and C together, is what you're
Correct.
saying?
Yes, sir. Because either way, you already have a monument that's included in the package.
What are you thinking, Ryan?
What is this one right here? There's no LED on that one, or what?
Yeah, that's a standard monument. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's just our monument.
That's the original that we started with for the most
That
part.
you put at the end,
I want
turn to
I
town.
want something artsy. So if we're not, the whole purpose of this is LEDs.
So that's
I
why,
don't like the other one because like a billboard.
right, so last meeting, that's when they brought in using one of our monuments on the south lot. I didn't want to use one of our monuments. Those are, to me, were designed for the inlet outlets of town, right? Not for downtown.
Okay.
So, like you said, if we're gonna do something with some sort of a monument in downtown, then let's make it parkish and artsy. Right, and not just some, your inlet outlet of the town, because
Yeah,
that
something-
sign, that is the monument.
Something to take
It's,
pictures.
what is that, about 12 feet wide, 12, 14 feet wide?
This was always the idea, but I don't know where we've gotten lost into, we're always,
Well,
Which
LED
monument are
came
you
back in.
referencing?
we got lost when you
LED.
guys said you wanted to put one of our monuments downtown.
yeah. I understand that, but I don't know if this particular art piece is this doable?
Well, not with the big old flag there, not if you're trying to put a building behind it, but that one is.
Yeah, this one's for the building, so you accentuate the buildings in the background. This one is if you don't have it. You set it back and it's the most prominent part of it.
Right. I love that. I mean, that's what we originally scoped out, but we've kind of gotten away from that now. I think the reason is because these particular, maybe we should look at this as a separate option. I don't know if LED would be the people to.
He hasn't seen what you're looking at.
Yeah, we need to show them.
Yeah, you can
Is
kind of
there a way to share
Yeah, just
that?
flip it over, you can come look at it.
This is like kind of a weird.
These guys
Glasses.
can see.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Is that-
So it looks like it's standard channel letters or aluminum letters that's kind of built into the ground.
Yeah, they kind of light up at night, but we wanted something more artsy for that particular south lot.
Sure.
That's very much
And a part of the
standard
conversation is.
I mean, that's the direction y'all gave them though. We wanted a monument downtown, that's what you said. Use one of our monuments downtown.
Right, but
Sure.
we
Yeah.
originally had the monuments coming into the city on either side, but we changed that.
Yeah, and you said you wanted one downtown. Well, we only have 2 monument signs. We're only paying for 2.
It lights up or is the lights projected?
I think.
I think it lights up. I don't know if it's like, I think it lights up. It's not gonna be like, I mean, it seems to me it would show up a little better if it, right?
Agreed, yes, sir. Yeah, so at nighttime, if it's illuminated with lights presenting on it, we'll cast a shadow. If you have lights kind of built into it, it makes it really nice for a photo. But again, I present both ways. If you'll have Brent forward me over that, we'd be happy to design that for you.
Yeah, and this is gonna depend on whether we move the building onto this lot or not, whether we want to go with option 1 or option 2. But this is in our master downtown plan, so Brent could.
Yeah, before the
Have you seen, is he?
Yeah, I've seen it.
I let Alvin see.
Yeah, that's what is an option, but when you get to the comprehensive plan, it says put a park there on that south
I
lot.
know, we're not sure if we're doing the park or not.
You don't have that decision, that's the council's decision, so you can't say that.
Show me,
They adopted that.
What document?
can you show me C again?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, the one that the council approved. So,
This is C.
Good, yeah, that's, and then go down one more.
What's the cost of this particular sign? 72,000, did you say?
This structure is 92.
92.
that one is, but that includes the monument,
That includes A as well.
right? So
Okay,
you
so if
get
we don't
A and
go with
C
that.
together.
So
This is
If we just
92,000.
did, in other words, if we just did the sign way up high like that and then went with our art sign in the front,
bottom, right.
that would look so much better.
And that's why I look at this taller sign going, okay, we do a lower sign, it's gonna get all cluttered up with your
I
art.
love it. If we do the lower sign, we're no better than we are now. So I agree with you. Let's lift it up.
Kind of
It looks
does
like
look
a
like a billboard.
LED billboard.
So that's
I
where,
don't know if that's what I want.
so that's where Tilly says,
Aesthetic and utility, I get it, but.
but no, but so like what Tilly was saying is that because the base is so narrow, it looks like a pole.
Yeah.
If we widen the base and give it a little bit more design,
Yeah, just kind of, even if you just kind of bring it out.
something, just a little bit of
give it
design
more
to it so
texture.
it doesn't look like a pole.
And it doesn't.
So, just for conversation
Put
here,
it somewhere else.
that is kind of, we looked at this.
It's gonna go right
because I
there.
drove the traffic in all directions trying to figure this out.
No, it's gonna go right there.
It needs to be on the corner.
But can you imagine, so even if this is like this, and I'm working on this, I haven't brought this to you yet, but you know, this front, we're gonna hardscape this front piece of this. There's potentially, you know, the Liberty tree that's coming. There's a sitting wall kind of along here, you know, places that people can actually sit on, and a little bit of interest. So whatever you put here, whatever it is, can be, you know, the spot where people take pictures or something like, that's what you want to create, you know, because we're looking at the potential to put parking back here on this far side. So there is an entrance to it, there's a place to park. Otherwise, when we close this road here, there's no way really to get there. We don't even have sidewalks there yet. So you kind of have to look at the whole picture. But if this, you make this inviting and put some more landscaping plus the Liberty tree with a, you know, a monument on it, I think, you know, whatever you do with this here, you know, if you build that into some sort of landscape, I think it doesn't look like.
Well, right now it just stands out because it's
Yeah,
all by
there's
itself. But
nothing
like you
there,
said,
but-
once you start, it's just like when you landscape your garden or you put the tall stuff in the back and the short stuff in the front. If you take the short stuff off, you got a bunch of stems with some flowers on top. But when you see everything, then it just kind of flows into it.
And if you want, you know, to potentially, and there's a lot of leveling that needs to be happen here. And like I was speaking to earlier, we have some drainage issues over here and we're gonna, you know, close this road. So we could make this mounded where, you know, like you're seeing in that picture, you know, where you have a Montgomery artsy looking entrance here. That's sure.
I'm all in favor. I don't know. I like Ryan's idea. We need to put something artsy right there. That was the whole. That kind of sets the mood for the
What we
city.
could do is, we didn't have parking here before the downtown plan, but I get that it's hard to get back there. It's not intuitive at all to get parking in the back. What we could do is you could, you know, put the other house on the north lot, connect it all with,
Put it on the south.
Well, I'm thinking north now, and then on the south side, you have some parking, and you have Liberty Tree and some. And all kind of-
You see, we have the sidewalk to nowhere
If
here.
you had the big flag sign, you can't put the house on the front, in the south lot, because it's gonna hide the house. What you want.
Even if the house is back towards the pine.
That Liberty tree at someday is gonna be gigantic. It's a red
Well,
oak.
we need to make sure we don't put the tree where we wanna put the big monument.
Yeah, I mean, that's why it's gonna be on the back side here.
It seems like we need to like lay out a plan.
The idea was also to put, you know, flagpoles somewhere in here, wherever that goes. But the sidewalk to nowhere here can be attached.
Why does that keep dying?
There's some sort of a technical issue. can be attached so we can go, connect the sidewalk on the backside. Because really there's, you know, if TxDOT ever takes this and expands the road, it's a waste of money to put a sidewalk on this side. So we keep the traffic, bring them in here and then
That's what it's called.
connect it to the north. And
So what if we
I know the historical society is also looking at, you know, pretty much closing this from the front end and moving it to the back where people come in from the backside. So we keep that over on the closed McCown Street.
What if we put our parking on the north lot and move the house?
There are going to be
south?
some.
But we moved that house to the south, and so that's more, this is more of a house park area with pedestrian access, but it's very intuitive. Then you could park on the north lot and on the back of McCown.
I love that idea.
This is only going to be a few parking spots. If you use that for retail or whatever, I just don't know how you get enough
That's the idea.
access to it.
Well, it wouldn't have, the parking would be on the north, they're saying that
Yeah.
you'd have to walk.
You could walk on either back on the McCown side, you could connect all that with sidewalks back there, or on.
There is a sidewalk on at least the north lot already. It would be a matter of bringing it all the way to the south.
We'll probably have one on the other, on the east side as well, right? Sidewalk,
On this side?
the other side.
Yeah, there is well, we don't have one right here, but we're gonna connect that with whatever we do here, we're gonna connect it.
See, I think the Raven
There's
House
still parking.
definitely needs to go on the south side. It's just such a fixture. And we could create either retail or have housing for EDC, employees, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we talked about all that, but it's still it's just a beautiful, beautiful home. And if we renovate it, I mean, I don't know.
So the thing is though.
I think parking is the biggest issue and being right out there on that
The
highway.
whole point of the EDC moving it is to keep the businesses, right?
We've got a different plan for that now, because it's not gonna keep all the businesses just by moving it.
No, the three that are in it, or four, or whatever,
Well,
three or four.
they're all
five.
part of the same group, but we have other businesses to consider as well.
Right, but that house is those five businesses.
It won't be ready by the time that they need to move. They won't, we won't, it's,
They need a
the plan,
take a lot
the plan that on the next agenda item that we go down and we'll explain, we can get them moved out the day we move the house, so, and get
Right.
into something else. So I think it's more important that, we can take our time on where we want to put it, but we got to decide where we want to put it so that we can get it, you know, set in the right spot. If you set it close to the Pioneer House and put all the parking, as much parking as you can get in front, and kind of mix that in with a little bit of park area and this beautiful monument, you've got
You're cramming a lot in
I don't like it there. Miss
Okay,
Tilly?
I'm gonna go back to the monument signs and things, thank you for the house, but we'll discuss that in a few minutes. So I'm going with C is what I wanna go with.
without A.
Without A, which is a sign that I don't need there,
Right.
and
And then we park out, make it look the parkish with the actual, the big Montgomery and the, you know,
Right.
and the landscaping and
Like
the,
a billboard.
yeah.
I just.
that's okay with me.
I'm not okay with me.
All right, well, I
Bring C up.
understand what you're saying, but I think we definitely still need that display sign up there so that people can know what's
Yeah,
going on in town.
that's C right there.
That's C.
Can we make it prettier?
Sure, when you alluded to making a larger foundation of the base, currently what you have existing is a very large, I want to call it a brick building, but it kind of looks like a brick building.
Yeah.
I feel like you should keep it thin, narrow, and
Kind of to where it
Similar,
doesn't
but
stick
not-
out so
What
much.
about like a double pillar? I don't know.
short, we could do it similar to.
That just looks like a
Yeah.
single whole building.
Right.
Like if you do something a little bit more structured, it looks like intentional sign.
Sure.
So Brent, if we kind of for discussion purposes today, because we got to get this sign thing moving along.
Well, if you go ahead and tell me to move ahead on the rest of the wayfinding,
Yeah, don't-
we can, this is not that important because we still have to decide how this landscaping and how everything
Okay.
fits in, so we have time here.
I think that'd be the best course of action, and if we're gonna have to take our monument signs, should we maybe go ahead and,
I think we need to have like an idea of what we want to do with this lot before we,
Pick the sign. I
yeah,
agree with that.
pick the sign, because that, it could potentially come in conflict and somehow that we can't.
but we have 2 monument signs already. Do we wanna put them on the end caps of the city and then just focus on?
Y'all decided that, not to do that last time, right?
The problem, at least in the one location at the pizza place, in order to get out of the, you know, the road, the easement, it was so far back, it kind of was.
Okay.
It wouldn't have looked good as well.
So will we
Way
just
to
use that
we already-
sign money to focus on this more artsy
And the
look?
problem with that one is, I've voiced this in the past, and they didn't give us an answer, is we've already got a monument sign that's not really ours at the bank. And so it's like a monument. And
Which is a
another
very
monument.
nice one.
Yeah, and so it's like weird to have double monument, and they're like, well, we don't know, that's not ours, we can't do anything with it. So we've got one there.
So Miss Tilly's
Nice.
solution was to use the double pole.
That's fine, I'm fine with what we have.
Not
in
Yeah.
really, not really the double pole, because it's still considered a freestanding sign, not what we want to go towards a monument.
Right, but that's,
So it's single.
but
The
you,
double entry is fine.
it was,
Oh, the double entry.
you had the 2 poles and it had the top, it was a double
The
pole.
gateway entries as you're coming into the
Yeah,
city.
like a-
So Tom,
So
can we?
if we do away with the monument signs altogether and
Yeah.
just use those at our, because we could get a lot more of those than for the cost.
Yeah.
We can actually
These are
put
the
them
most
in all the
expensive, for sure.
main entrances into town for the same, probably less money. So we would catch 149, we would catch both 105s.
I think we have it, we already have it on every one of those right now.
Yeah.
Did we have another monument sign somewhere else?
Would that be a 10
Yeah, we
feet?
had 2 of them.
10
Where was
feet?
the other one?
Other side of it.
That's an 18 there.
So they were both on
Right, so
105.
now you're gonna have that.
That would be at 10 feet, correct?
Both sides.
This,
Yeah.
this is 18 feet.
I thought she said we only go 10.
Well, that's what
We
the
have to get a
ordinance
variance.
says. We have to get a variance.
It shouldn't be a problem since it's on the highway, so everything else out
I
there.
mean, we could lower it a
Why do
little
we
bit.
get rid of the
18 feet's
monument
pretty
coming
tall.
in from Grimes County direction? Just because?
What are you talking
Why do
about?
we get rid of the
Right?
monument coming from the west, coming in from the west? Did
Oh, we wouldn't have to, but.
we have,
That's double-sided there.
It's just,
No, he's
did we
talking
have
about
a
the-
monument on the west side of the city?
We had 2 monument signs,
Okay.
Right.
Where?
they were both on 105,
Yeah, Pizza Shack, and what was the other one?
the other side of 105, coming this way.
Like that area.
That's what I'm asking, we got rid of that one.
Then we got rid of the one coming from the east,
Okay.
because
But
that's the
not,
Pizza
that's,
Shack
that
one.
other monument on,
There was only one monument on Ardura's proposal, one monument. The one monument was located at the pizza
Oh,
shack.
okay, I thought there was 2, one on each end of
That's what I was
town.
And so essentially we're moving that monument to the center and then adding a gateway at the other side. So essentially both sides would have a gateway, which is the arch.
Let's just stay with the gateway and let's work on getting a more refined look here, but we definitely need an LED, we know that. And then we'll have to make it pretty to help. I agree with Ryan, it needs to look like something that would fit in that spot, especially given the fact that we want to do something art related.
yeah, if you think about what we're trying to do, you saw those pictures, it's gonna be right next to that, and we're probably gonna have we'll figure out, we're probably gonna have a historic house on that property too, so we want it to look traditional.
But consider, you have the Liberty Tree that's coming.
Yeah,
We need to put that in 2 weeks. We need to plant that, because I don't know how long you can keep that Liberty Tree unplanted in its root ball.
Right, we had new one,
It's
yeah.
planted, and I thought plan was planted in this south lot. And if once
it'd be great
planted,
for it
we
if
would
we're
not
gonna,
want
it's
to.
just make sure we put it in a spot that's not gonna conflict with anything.
Yeah, but we know where we're putting it yet?
Well, that's what she's telling us, we need to figure it out.
We need to know where to put it.
Probably
so that
need-
eventually
yeah, probably
we
need to-
can plan for.
it needs to be quite a ways back because it is potentially a
Can we put it on this
50-foot
side of the
wide
lot?
tree.
We don't
Can
want
we
them
put it on
coming,
this,
we
the
don't want
east side of the lot?
It can be anywhere you want it, I guess. It just needs to be accessible so people can
You know-
eventually walk around it and read the plaque or
Put
whatever.
it by the law firm building.
Why not just make it like a,
That hard.
maybe make it like a roundabout, like put the tree in the very center, brick it
That
out.
was what the original design was up here, was a walkable space.
Yeah. I mean, think about it, Ryan, a roundabout, middle of the living.
Because if you go back to the 2020 plan, that's what the council approved is the park type deal.
I agree,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think we need to recess the tree so it can grow as big as it can get.
Yeah, it needs to be back, definitely, because I mean, I'll be dead by then, but it's gonna be
It's gonna get big.
a monster, yeah.
If we have the sign in the
Unfortunately,
front,
red
it'll
oaks
be
don't
too
do
big
this.
on it, I think.
Yeah, push it back.
But if we put it right in the middle, then we might not be able to have room for the house, so we need to consider that.
Well, and you need to consider, having some flags here and how to set
Like
them.
this, right? And we put the house back here, and we put the tree here.
Put the monument sign.
Well, the monument sign's on the corner.
Look,
No, there's art.
look how
Oh,
much
no, but
space
that'd
we
be in
have.
front and it's low.
All right, look at the difference in the
There's a
space.
huge-
No, I'm with you 100%.
Okay, here's the house. We're talking about moving that over here.
Yeah,
Put
we're-
the tree in the middle.
Tilly,
Where
what
are you
kind
gonna
of
park it?
action do
Put your
you
house
need
there.
on number 5?
You gotta move that tree up.
So the action on number 5 is to approve some of the plans that have already come in, and that would be like the gate 2 signs at our.
Which
Why couldn't we
is
have the
on
parking back
our,
here?
they were sent to us,
Parking back here, why can't we just move it?
Well,
Streets
we-
closed
I
off.
do think that's where that tree.
right?
I agree. I mean,
We can't fit.
There,
What I say.
there's 2 poles
This is
and
tree
the
towards-
Yeah, I would-
thing up here.
I mean, not tree there.
Don't put it some, I would
There
move
in
it forward
the
some.
I agree, a little bit.
Some. This parking is already, we have a design for this parking, we all just turned it down. So that's not an issue,
Okay,
but
and,
And this time it would be.
trying to do a walk
the gate
around it,
signs.
you gotta get it closer to where all your landscaping and your sidewalks are.
I think it'd be beautiful up here against this big, beautiful park.
gonna,
I think so
You got
too.
this beautiful tree, and then we put this as far on the corner as we can, get that.
so we're,
I 100% agree.
So this, right, yeah, this.
Structural.
easy,
Oh,
easy.
structure.
That's where y'all want to do it.
ordering 2 more of these signs
Well, if you're gonna move
We
this,
already have those.
to
can
go
you give this one away?
at both of
He's
the,
kept, held on to it.
This will be-
I don't know what he's doing.
yes,
Hey,
yes, how many of those?
7.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that now, but does that make more sense now that you can see it?
Sure.
It's, look
Sure.
how much space we have.
I really don't care where we put the house.
Now,
My biggest thing is, yeah.
Well, you have it on the back side, but yeah, so we gotta put the parking lot.
Yeah, I mean, you could put parking here, and be limited, because you'd have to come in and diagonal.
That will go into
This is
either
gonna come
7 or
out.
8 locations, so you'll
It's
have,
gonna be about right there,
you'll have
so
1 high,
It's all.
here,
with.
back
yeah.
My question from a
Instead of the
to the next line
monument
is
sign, we're
how
gonna have
far?
that. Got
Yeah,
it.
move on. I think we gotta get 25 feet back.
Tilly,
And then the other structure.
And that's what
okay, all right,
Let's
we
do the
need
way for
to
a sign.
vote on.
Just
Yes.
go ahead and get the wayfinding done. We can come back to this. We have a special meeting potentially set up for the next agenda.
okay, all right, so this was mainly a discussion, nothing to vote on. Thank you.
No, it's possible action. We're gonna make an action.
Just to tell me to sign off on the final of
There's
everything.
7 signs, perimeter signs.
I'm confused, what are we doing?
These signs right here, Jeff.
That's them.
Yes, we're gonna do those.
No, no,
Oh, yeah, we've already agreed to those, right?
No, we haven't.
No.
This- We're voting on it right now.
Oh, okay,
Tonight.
all right, good.
Last time it was just the presentation, so you could
Yes.
see what.
I'm with you now, I'm caught up, I don't know, I'm still stuck on the last sign. That's a lot of signs.
That's okay, Jeff, we got you.
All right, so should we go, should we get a motion then to approve those?
Okay, it's not just these. So
Okay.
it's all of the structures.
All the structures,
Do you,
right.
do you want to see what those
Yeah,
structures
roll through
were?
them.
Yes.
Go ahead, roll through it.
Come on.
The park, do you remember the parks, what that looked like?
It's not in fact, we were only presenting the LEDs.
Just
Yeah.
the lady, okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't bring the rest of the signs with you?
I can go grab them.
My understanding was that, in the last meeting, it was voted that the structures were already approved, is what we had previously.
That's what I thought.
Right, and then, I thought.
Yeah, I thought you agreed. I just told him to focus on the LED this
Yeah,
time.
this is all, this is,
I thought the only understanding, the difference was either.
I'm good with everything except
right.
those signs right there. We need to make sure we've got enough of those to replace the monument sign at Pizza Shack.
Yes, ma'am. So
Then we're gonna put one out here by the church? Is that where we're gonna put it?
currently we have 7 basically on all the exteriors coming into the city. Originally there was a monument on 105 as you're coming in, which is what we were going to move to the middle, and then we were going to add in an 8th gateway entry. So essentially all points, 105.
All entrances.
All entrances, yes ma'am. So you have
Okay, so nothing's changed
Nothing's
except
changed.
this,
The only thing
which
was-
is the only thing we asked you to do was to come back.
Exactly.
Okay.
If I understand you correctly, is giving Sprint the authority to
Well, okay,
So I make a motion to authorize the final sign off of the wayfaring signs excluding the downtown sign for our city administrator, or authorize our city administrator to sign off on everything except for the downtown sign.
I'll second.
okay, so it's been motioned and seconded that we allow the city administrator authorization for the final sign-off on a phased implementation of the city's boundaries towards downtown with the current sign package that we've already approved. And we are going to table the LED sign for further discussion. This motion is amendable, debatable, requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Okay, so the ayes have it, and we will just get going.
ready to start.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you all so much.
Tom, we'll give more back to you on this once we have a chance to clear ahead and figure out what we're doing.
We're gonna be with you for a while.
All right, thanks, man. Enjoy your evening. Okay, item number 6, discuss the proposed use of the city-owned property to support displaced small businesses. Brent, can you talk a little bit about what we discussed and how we came to this?
So I put some information in there for you. Jeff, kind of came to me when we were looking at all of these displaced businesses, and the conversation led into 213 Prairie, the use of 213 Prairie. We do still have 2 people actively possibly wanting to buy this. So that is still going on. We haven't taken it off the market or done anything, but I did look at it as far as pricing and some of the different things that we have already, way back when we started this. If MEDC kept 213 Prairie and leased it out for some sort of a business, whoever that is, there are options to help people displace businesses, and I kind of put that in there. When you guys get time, you can read exactly how that looks. If that is the choice, we looked at already the cost of, cleaning up the outside of the building. That was approximately $18,000. We looked at the cost of putting a parking lot in the entire lot. That was about $35,000. So, we're not in too much money. Bringing it to be leasable. I think depending on who you would potentially bring into that building, we have to be fair market on our lease. We could, as you will read in those documents, we can help people maybe for the first 3 years, because they're displaced, that type of a program. But we have to, anytime MEDC has a building and they want to lease it out and they own the building, it has to be fair market. We can't compete with other business, private business. So there are some options, and I put that together so you could at least, discuss it.
Yeah, I want to encourage you guys to read that. Have you looked it over? Anybody?
I have one point though. If we decide to keep it, MEDC has to be prepared to cut a check for 800 and some odd thousand to the city council.
Exactly.
Right?
832, if I remember right.
Or we could finance.
Either way, the city council needs a check.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, you would have to, I think you could do it pretty easily, like a finance, 5 years and pay it. Depending on the business you got in there, I think it could easily pay you back. The positive thing, I could go either way on this, but talking about Mr. Cheatham, you know, if he does what he's planning to do, the value of that property is only gonna go up, so the MEDC is really not lost anything, no matter what happens.
Well, and we save at a minimum of 2 businesses, maybe 3, that could go in there, easily fit in there, and still, and it becomes more of a shopping district.
And I will say, generally, when you do something like that, those vendors or businesses or whoever they are, they pay to do whatever they're gonna do on the inside. Now, could EDC come up with a grant to help them, you know, decorate the inside? Yes, but if the board wants to do this, you know, we could go in and put ADA accessible bathrooms. Other than that, I don't know that we have to spend a lot of money on the inside. It's just cleaning up the outside and putting the parking lot.
It probably is some cleanup on the inside because it's missing half the sheetrock on the.
It is, but you don't want to go in there and spend the money on that when you don't know what the business is. So you
want to
gotta
build it out.
Yeah, and you want them to design it how they want to design it, not how.
So when I first floated this idea to Brent, we talked a lot about it because, and he came up with the idea of helping with the assisting grants. The businesses I've spoken to are very enthusiastic about this if we could pull it off. But, you know, again, it's up to the board to decide, do we want to hold it or do we want
I like the idea of financing it.
Yeah.
It'd be good for us so we have some transitory space for some of these businesses, especially if Cheatham's can do what he's going to do.
So when you say finance it, do you mean go out and get outside financing, or do
No,
you
I just
you want
pay
city to
the
finance?
city
All right,
5
so
payments.
at the city?
what was our bond just went out for, what was the interest rate?
6 point.
We would expect 3.6?
Sorry,
3.6.
3.6?
Yeah, 3.6. I said that
We need to
backwards.
have at least that on the city financing, because any money that we don't get, because we're gonna use that money to put towards another project, right?
Right.
The city's paying that interest, so
Which is pretty standard.
Okay.
we
Agreement.
would want something similar, so our money's
Do you
not.
think the city would be open to allowing us to finance? Would that be a council decision?
It would be a council decision. I think you need to,
What do you think?
Absolutely.
I think you need to recognize, you know, some of these are micro businesses. And even if we help them for 3 years by, you know, supplementing their lease for the first 3 years, they still have to survive past that. We can't undercut, you know, we'll set the rent by fair market value, period. We can go back and offer them some help for the first 3 years, you know, like 70% the first year, 50%, that, you know, something of that nature. But other than that,
You know,
they have to survive on their own.
I think giving these businesses a leg up as opposed to a handout is a very, very worthy thing to do. It says that we care about you, and especially the smaller businesses. If Cheatham's project comes in and drives a lot more commerce to the area, it's not going to do anything but help them in the short term and long term. And maybe by the time that 3 years is up, they will have built enough stability to be able to support a bigger rent. But I'm all in favor of let's help these people out because we're displacing quite a few businesses.
And we just have to, sorry.
We're not displacing them.
Well,
Excuse me, we.
I'm sorry, yeah, they're being displaced, let's put it that way.
But you know, one of the other advantages, if y'all go with the Prairie Street, like Brent said, don't go in there and fix anything, because here, they go in and they're gonna fix it, and all the betterments inside of there, if they leave, it belongs to you.
Yeah.
So to me, I can see that it's a win-win. It's bringing, it's keeping some of the old town charm back there versus, you know, Home Depot or whatever. So the city, I think, has to really concentrate on the fact that at least some part of the city has to keep that funky old town thing, you know, going, because I don't ever want it to be an old town spring, but on the other hand, I don't want it to be all pavement either, so. But I think that, like I said, I think that if they go in and make the betterments and stuff, it's just a win for y'all, because when they leave, it belongs.
It's going to look great at the end of the day. At 3 years from now, I mean, if we decide we want to sell it or move it off or sell it to a broker or whatever, we could do it, you know?
Well, and just remember, what we'll do is, if you do this, we'll create, we'll clean up the building on the outside, we'll look at the toilets and see what we gotta do there. We'll pave the parking lot, make that a done deal, and then you open it up for lease for any business that's interested. You have to make it competitive like that. If you want to later do the interest or help some of these businesses by reducing their rent, that's a total separate thing. So just remember that when you get out and talk to the community, you can't say, yeah, we'll bring you in, you're guaranteed spot. No, don't do that, please. We have to do this competitive. We have to open it up to the public.
But it's a first
the program, it is first come, first serve.
Equality.
And the program that we can do to help them, that is specific to displaced businesses. We can write that in the contract. So that we can favor them because we know they're displaced. You can do that. We can create a program for them.
What about determining the space that he's going to get?
Well, and that's the thing. Until we know who wants to rent this, there could be some business we don't even know about that wants to rent it, and they want, half the place per se. Then we're gonna look at that, and then I'll bring it back to you guys. We'll look at these, businesses that are interested.
Commercial rentals are rented by the square foot anyways, right?
Yes.
So when you rent a commercial space, you rent it by the square foot.
Right.
So like Kroger's out here with their they'll knock the wall out and move it over if that's what the build,
Yeah.
So we just rent, here, this is how much this building costs per square foot. You rent how much you want of it. You gotta build it out.
Right.
Just like any other commercial building.
I think the decision here is, do we want to hold it and make the opportunity available to the displaced businesses, or do we want to continue to try to push to sell?
I'm okay with keeping it. I think it's a good idea.
To me, it's 6 to 1, half dozen the other, right? If we use it to help the displaced businesses or whomever wants to come in and rent it, it does help us out. And like anybody knows anything about, has owned any real estate, the longer you own it, the more it's worth. So
you're in favor as well?
sure, yeah.
Carol, what do you think?
We can rent it out.
So what I'll do is I'll come back shortly. I'll create a project like we always do and look at the expenditure, go through all the process.
Okay.
I'll try to get as much of the pricing. I have most of it because we've kind of already started this. Don't have the bathroom stuff quite figured out. I'll get that. And we'll put a not to exceed whatever dollar amount on the parking, on the, cleaning up everything. And then we'll move on from there.
Who's gonna manage the building? I didn't see.
Well, we haven't got to that just
Okay.
yet, but I do have some folks in mind, or we can actually bring in some companies that, we're not management companies, obviously, but we'll make sure we get a good real estate company.
There's a way to write that in the contract that work for EDCs, and we'll get to that too.
Well, good. I think we'll do something great for the community if we can get this pulled off. I'm excited about this project. Brent, thank you for making that suggestion. That was good collaboration right there. Any other comments on that?
But I do think, just from our ownership standpoint, I think that, depends on how many businesses going in, I think that we should be responsible for going in and determining the space. If they want 2 spaces, 3 spaces, then you can set a certain amount to each space. So I know you don't want to do nothing inside, but we ain't got to make a ladder, but you do need walls and an entryway to each vendor spot.
So
It's kind of like a flea market.
no, you don't. So if you go to Kroger's right now and I say, I want all 3 of these open spots, they'll knock the walls out and you have all 3
I
open
think what
spots.
Arnett was saying was that you need to have an entrance for each business, but a lot of these businesses, it's kind of like an emporium. You go into one door and then you've got multiple businesses.
And if there is, you got to remember, we have a front door and a back door, so there is a potential to create, a wall.
2 more, in Arnett, they're on either side of the Big Bay area, and then on the other side too, there's also a place for doors that can go there. So I see what you're saying. I mean, there's a lot of chicken on this bone. We'd have to do some reworking of it, but.
Yeah, because if you go to the house where they are now, how is it designed? I mean, how to sell, each one is in a different room, correct?
Right, yeah, if you go into the Garrett House, it's basically a house, and each room is another business. Each person rents out that room for their antiques. And so it would be a similar concept, but then you've got the quilt store and a couple of other businesses that are interested that might fill it out, actually.
Yeah, they prorate the rent by how much space each room has.
Exactly. They prorate the rent, and then each person works the store 1 or 2 days a week, depending on how many rooms they have.
And we can do that once I'm gonna have it professionally estimated, the fair market value for that lease, because we need to have that on record. Once we have that on record, you know, you can easily, like he said, figure out the square footage. If somebody wants this much, easy to do.
I think for a short-term program, it's a phenomenal way to give people a leg up. So I think we're all in favor of that. So let's just push along then. We don't.
Okay, I'll bring it back as a full project.
Okay, so we don't need a resolution on that. So, okay, so we're going to move on to the item number 7, discussion on the Fullen house. It's in either north or south lot, but this says north lot preparation. I think we're all kind of thinking south lot. Is that something we can push towards?
I'll give you my opinion on that. I don't think it's ready. We're pushing for this to be by August. There's some drainage in the road and all the things that we got going on in South Lot. I would recommend no. I don't have an issue if you want to, you know, Tracy Bullware was, you know, she has another house that she's asked about. There are other potentials, but I think at this time, if we want to get this house, make the deal with Mr. Cheatham, get it over to by August, I think we're going to run into some issues because there's some. The McCown project doesn't address the drainage issues on that end of the road yet. We know what we're doing on McCown and we're bringing it into boxes. We need to finish that out and remove that road and close that off, in my opinion, before you try to do that. That also brings into the parking, you know, if you actually put something there and you're going to call it a business or lease it out or whatever you're going to do, you need parking. And we're not that far yet. We don't even have permission from TxDOT to do it. The other end, those are our streets. We can put whatever we want there. Right. We don't have to access 149 or do that. I feel like it's an easier project. I think we got a little bit of a timeline because of the August thing and Mr. Cheatham, but that's your choice, not mine.
Why did you want to move it to the south one?
It just,
because it's part of our plan originally, option 2, and it pushes
in the master plan. It pushes to put a historic looking building there so that we could use it either as a retail for Texas goods or a welcome center or EDC offices down the road to expand. Look, I'm indifferent about it either way. I mean, if you guys think it would be better to push it over to the other side, I kind of could care less one way or the other, but I don't want to. I don't know what we're going to put on the south lot if we don't do something, and we only want to move it once.
Well, I think, based on especially what you guys talked about tonight, once we do the landscaping there, whether we put the sign up or not, and we get some interest in that area, I think it's going to be pretty cool. We have an opportunity, you know, the Liberty tree is going to be cool. So, you know, that takes up the whole front end of that property.
Right.
And that's going to be what everybody sees when they drive into town.
Right, agreed.
And so I don't know that it's going to look that bad, but that still leaves, if we put the parking in the back north part of that, and that's what we're looking at, because you can't put parking up close, that's on the highway. TxDOT's never going to let us do that. It needs to be at the end of the property, coming in one way only, no going back out on 149, and then, you know, potentially down back on McCown going. So the one way.
I think we need parking on the north lot because it's more central to those businesses there that people can, and it's intuitive. And then on the front, you don't have parking, you have a park with a building that people, it's more walkable. And I know that kind of creates a problem with the Cheatham thing, but maybe maybe we don't need to figure all that out immediately. Maybe we can move the building over and then come back in and retrofit or pick up.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. I mean, why can't we just move the building? We're not gonna do anything with it right away anyway. Can't we just do the drainage post-move?
I mean, we gotta put water,
You gotta know exactly where it is. You need to stub up your water and sewer, you need to build your.
sewer, everything in there.
It's not just an easy project.
We don't have anything on the north lot either.
Yes. We have water and sewer right on the street.
Right on the street.
You have water and sewer on McCown? You don't?
No.
And not near the drainage
Not
problem.
on the south, not for the south lot, no. It would be
Okay,
really
so realistically, we can't move it there anytime soon.
without additional improvements.
Because we can't stub it up or do.
I don't dislike the idea, I just think maybe you need to look for another building or something alternative to go there.
At a later date.
You can get water to it after. You can get sewer to it after. It just takes a while to get all that over there. So it's possible. It's just gonna be it's just gonna look like a dumpy building
For a while.
for
Wow, yeah.
I mean,
It's a big old house going on this front lot, and that we're not ready
connect it.
to move it there.
but we're not ready on the.
We don't even know where to put it
So
on
the north, moving it to the, you wanna move it to the south or the north, Carol? I'm not sure which one you're talking about.
the north lot, just like we've discussed.
Yeah, that's where you wanna put it?
I just want to move it
I
right
agree.
across the street.
Because all we have to do is site prep at that point. We don't have to do
All you have
anything
to do
else.
is
I still
just
think parking is one.
right across
Well,
the
we have
street.
sewer, we have water, we have everything.
There's parking on McCown now.
If we don't put it on
There's-
South Lot, we're talking about putting parking on South
You
Lot.
could, well, you could,
We have to put parking on the south lot either way.
Yes.
Put parking on the North Lot and then connect to the sidewalks along McCown. to get-
how big is that other house that Tracy's talking about?
3,000 square feet.
3,000? And have you seen it, Cheryl?
That's like,
Well, I mean, I don't know.
That's all verbal.
I don't even know what house we're talking about.
We're talking about the Shockley house.
We're not buying that house, we're not moving that house, we're not, no.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
It
Is
just
that the one north of the south of the cemetery over here?
It's too, what, Carol?
It's too big.
It's too
Well,
big.
the only way we
What
can
in
make
the
that fit is if we
world
leave half of it
City of
behind.
Montgomery do with that house?
So I mean, just cut the one end off where it's
Why are
L-shaped.
we getting
That's what she
into
wanted to do.
buying all these places?
We're not buying anything, it's being gifted to us.
Yeah.
Why are we getting it? Because what are we gonna do with it?
Which one are you
We
talking about?
don't know.
The one that
Okay.
we're gonna set for retail, we'll have a management company by then that can help with the retail on the Raven House. You know, instead
This just happens to work out because it's an old house that is free, not free,
Ish.
gifted to us, and it kind of works with this plan that we had for these lots. And so,
I like it over there, but I mean, my vote would be to put it on the south lot, but that's just.
So that's the thing.
In order to do
It
that,
has to
by
go
the
to the
way,
council too.
you're gonna have to go back to the city council.
That's right.
And change the comprehensive plan, which goes to the community and goes through a whole bunch of things, so you're talking,
is the north lot in the comprehensive?
No,
South.
because they didn't own it.
no, the part that they adopted was more of the park plan.
It doesn't matter, we can go back to council.
Yeah, but again, it has to go out to the
You're
public.
on council, you're on council.
I don't
you're
want it on the south.
We got five on council.
I don't know if that's fine or not.
But the 2020, the comprehensive plan is adopted and it's also adopted through the community. I mean, so it's a whole process. Not that you can't change that, but I think in the time frame that we have, if we're gonna do it, I
This
think.
plan is the one that we adopted, and it's got the house on it.
No, it's not.
No, it's not the one you
That's what we're trying to
adopted.
tell you.
It has two different things. It has a park or the one with the little houses.
Park is the one that-
But it doesn't identify what houses those are. Those are just ideas.
Okay, one of the things I was gonna say, the Fullen house, or whatever y'all wanna call it, the Garrett house, that house will be somehow done away with after August, period, because Chris is doing something or Cheetah was doing something entirely different. The house over here that they're talking about, the Shockley house, that house will still be sitting there probably 20 years from now. But this house though, the Fullen house, built in the 1800s, we personally need to save that house because otherwise it will demo.
We're saving it, we just don't know where to put it.
Move it across the street. Cheapest
We
way to
could put it
go.
on either lot. It's the-
Cheapest way to go is
We
right
can go
across the
either
street on
lot.
the
It's
north
just a
lot.
matter of
But you
how
don't
much-
think the south lot would be a good spot for it?
Absolutely not.
No, I don't like
Why?
that
And
either.
I talked to the chief about it too. From the safety point, no.
It's too
And
big
I-
of a house
Huh?
to go on the south lot.
You know, it's way,
Needs
the
to
south
go
lot's
on the
It's almost
north,
like double
Needs to
lot.
go on the north lot.
right across the street.
The south lot's
beside
twice the
Davis
size
Garage.
of the north lot, but
Here's the
If
south
you're
lot.
gonna
just don't
create
like
a
that.
park
The north
that you
lot.
can,
But here's,
It's a way
Brian,
bigger lot.
Yeah,
you got the Davis cottage, you got the law office, and then you have that.
Well, not
So
all.
it would go right there up against this house.
yeah, that's what I'm saying, on the south lot, it would still be that complex, you're just shifting it down.
To show
Yeah,
it.
but you have so many issues on that side.
is it 20 or 25 feet we have to give up?
I'm in a different lot.
Easement.
Okay, all right.
So from the street, because it's a.
No, from the
major
other building,
thoroughfare,
Museum.
from the museum. How much, we have to give up 20 or 25 feet?
Are they both B commercial or 25?
I don't think the museum's a commercial building.
Is it institutional? I don't know if we have an institute.
You don't know what it
I don't
is.
have
It's just
zoning
a
map with it.
structure.
It could be institutional. That's zoning issue.
I mean,
So it depends on what the
That's gonna make a big difference right there. We need to know.
setback.
Yes,
Because look, Tilly, if you,
That's exactly why we were gonna put a sidewalk down that side, because if they decide to expand that road, you're gonna lose it anyways.
I guess what I'm saying is if we have to move this building 25 feet from this existing space right here, would that include this? In other words, if we go straight across over here?
You're looking at the separation between this lot line
Yeah.
and where that building goes for the rear yard.
Right.
Yeah, that would be 25. I think
So,
this is institutional. I don't think that we've rezoned this. I think this is still commercial.
okay, so it's okay just to push it over there and not, and we can put it up against here? We gotta go 25.
You still
25.
have to have that setback.
On the
Have a
north
setback
lot.
on both lots, no matter where you put it.
Will it
Whichever
fit?
lot right here.
Oh, it'll fit.
It's,
But that's what I'm saying, is we don't have the space that you think we have on the south lot, right?
We have-
When we fill up half of it with signs and
Trees.
trees, then we move 25 foot off the lot line and drop a house on it, you ain't gonna have the room you think you have. The north side, you move 25 feet, drop it in, put your arms in front of it.
can you get a variance on
Not
that?
from
Oh,
Tex,
no,
not that one.
not the city.
Well,
That's Tex dot roads on that side.
No, we're talking about the building
City
setbacks.
variance.
I'm
Not the
just talking about moving the house.
That one?
It's, no, it's
No.
from the rear.
Build lines.
The lines between the historic homes that are in the middle.
Between the museum and the house.
it's from that. So what you're considering that to be as the rear yard?
Okay, so if we put the building on the north lot, don't we need parking?
It'd be in the front of the house off of Caroline.
I don't see how that works.
Well,
And
diagonal.
space.
They've already got parking lots.
There's already parking on the east side.
You're just taking the same square, and just moving it right over there. And they got 5 or 6 spaces.
Exactly.
That has zero setback.
I'm saying that.
You do it over here. But then you could put parking here. But don't we want, I don't know. You were talking about putting parking through here
Yeah.
and here. But that's, if we're gonna put a tree right
We
there,
could
that's
do,
fine.
we could do parking here.
I just don't like parking right here in the corner. Like, why not put a house and make it a
I
park?
agree with that. I mean, I think the house, that's a focal point, and with this and this, I think it probably would be
The tree,
fine.
the sign, and the house.
We can
all
do the setback and do everything on this side, but you don't have the room over here. If you take the setback and put it on there, you lose all the parking except for,
together. Yeah, you can put parking on.
yeah,
McCown.
but still,
You guys see your picture?
So based on the square footage of the size of the house, you'll require that parking space was 75 square
So
feet.
if you line it up,
Parking space for every 1 square foot of building.
Especially if you make it commercial.
yeah, you would still.
You'll
have-
never get
you'll
enough.
still have your front
Yeah.
part.
So you'll still.
We only have like 6
still have
planned.
Parking areas.
You'd still have it.
let me understand this, you're saying one parking
Yeah, but
space
here
for
and
every
here.
square foot?
And off.
Point
Because you don't need a
75
backyard.
square feet of
You would have
parking
25
space.
feet of.
Okay.
lot.
for every
Used up.
square foot
If you
of,
look at your house.
So it's just 0.75 or whatever, that's, what was that, 4,000 square feet?
each parking space is.
How?
You can't put parking in.
2,400 square feet.
So where the hell are you gonna put parking in? That's it? That's the only parking you
That's all
have?
you've got right there.
Okay.
And then you put more
Isn't-
parking over here, and people can.
Yeah, but then this is
Downtown
the whole thing?
section
It's not gonna make it.
shared
Still not gonna come.
parking,
Nah,
You can do more.
but because we're
because
moving.
Cheatham's gonna widen this road over to here,
We can't do the shared
and he's
parking.
gonna have parking all along this road.
There was something in our ordinance.
Oh, I do know what it
about-
There is, if we add street parking, we should be able to meet it across, because they have some at the
I know
museum.
exactly.
Museum.
We'll add some, and they have some across the street.
It's 1,800 square feet of parking spaces.
There's something in the ordinance
That's the same plan he started
18
with.
parking, how
Other
many
than,
parking
he was gonna
spaces
put a
is
parking
that?
garage.
9 by 18 is a standard parking space.
9 by
I think
18?
he's moving it down, and this will all be storefronts.
So 162 square feet, 1,800.
Yeah, so this will get widened, and then we'll have the diagonal parking. He's gonna put his building here, and then he'll have, just like he set up all these other buildings, he'll have a little bit in the back, and then he'll actually have parking in the front of these that he doesn't have.
1,800 divided by.
You could always change the ordinance and say that in the downtown development district, there's a credit because you're in the downtown development district, and that you can share parking, whether it's on the street or other businesses.
Well, based on what you're telling me, we would only need about 10 parking spots, which we could easily do on the Caroline and the McCown Street side, both of them.
When you say that there's required 10 parking spaces, it has to be on the property. It does not count what public street parking would give. So
But we
when you have,
like, can we make a variance for ourselves?
oh, yeah, I mean, you can apply for a variance and say you can provide 5 parking spaces on the actual lot, and say that the public parking spaces along McCown and Caroline.
That wouldn't work on the north lot. Well, it would.
Well, that's actually,
That's on the property.
the parking that's coming off of McCowan is on the property.
All the parking is on the.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's all on the property.
It would be on the property if it's on the north side.
Well, if you use McCowan and Caroline, you'll get 10, right?
Okay, so we just have to ask for a variance if we go over there, which should be.
No, you can get 10 without a
I
variance,
still don't know about the 25-foot, I'll have to measure that, but that's gonna be tight.
because we were gonna get 14.
We might lose our parking on,
So we can get 10
Caroline
here.
If y'all put it on the north, I don't want to put parking inside the lot on the south lot.
Well, you wouldn't want parking inside the lot, because that's the whole thing, the whole point of putting it up here was our comprehensive plan calls us a park.
That's what I'm saying, but we had originally, we were talking about putting parking on this lot, and I was like, no, I want the parking back. If we're gonna put parking here on the south, I'd rather be on the north and move the buildings to the south.
Yeah,
But if we're gonna put the building on the north, I'd rather keep this a park and not put
exactly,
parking.
absolutely, because that's what the comprehensive plan calls for.
Yeah.
I think
A
it's
park.
beautiful.
You put the parking around the building and leave that a park.
All right, so what are we gonna do with it?
Move it to the north.
I'm still, do we have to vote on before we?
Whatever we're gonna do, we need to make our minds up quick, because they gotta
Well, I
get
vote the south lot, so.
Okay.
And I don't know if
So do we wanna take a vote on whether to move it to the north or the south and then go from there?
Well, you need to pick one so we can vote it up or down.
We don't wanna vote anything?
Well, if you're not gonna do what is on the agenda, then you just let it go.
What's the agenda? It's just a discussion.
Give me a
It's just discussion only.
Yeah.
No, because the
Next
next one isn't.
Oh,
So let's close 7.
all right, so we're through with
All right, so
7.
we're gonna close out 7, we're gonna go to a consideration possible action on a resolution of the Montgomery County Development Corporation establishing the structured relocation and site preparation project and authorizing a public hearing for phase 1 expenditures. And that has to do with relocating the Fullen house somewhere
No, to the north lot. That's phase 1.
Period.
to the north lot.
Yeah, so it'd be to vote on it to put it on the north lot. That's phase 1, the way it's designed right now.
Are we all in favor of that, pretty much?
So, hold on, let me make a motion.
Yeah.
Right, so I make a motion to accept item number 8 as presented.
Okay, so is it been seconded?
I'll second.
Okay, so it's been motioned by Casey and seconded by Carol that we accept item 8 as written, consideration of possible action on a resolution of the Montgomery Economic Development Corporation establishing the structure relocation and site preparation project and authorizing a public hearing for phase 1 expenditures. This motion is amendable, debatable, requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye.
You want to discuss?
No, yeah, I still wanted to clarify, this is the north lot.
North lot.
Yes.
All right, I say no.
But wait for your aye and your no. It's
Okay, so all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
No.
No from me too.
So the motion carries.
So the motion carries, yes.
Wow.
Okay?
That's all needed.
All right. I just want to go on the record. I still think it'd be better, but whatever. I'm with Ryan on that. Okay, item number 10, update the discussion regarding McCown downtown.
9,
That's what I said, 9.
Mm-mm. 16.
What did I say?
you said 10.
Okay.
Come on.
And small drum roll. Okay, Zach, you're up, bud.
Evening all. So in front of y'all today, y'all have kind of a schematic design and layout for phase 1 of the McCown Street improvements. So I'll kind of just walk through those for y'all's reference. The first thing that y'all have in the packet is kind of references on what was being used for inspiration for the project site. Second page showing kind of the proposed landscaping, tree, shrubbery that's being proposed with the site. And then the third page in y'all's packet is the actual schematic design. As a hard copy, there is an updated preliminary version with our markups to date on some of the things that are needing to be reconsidered for the schematic design. I'll kind of just go through those briefly. The proposed driveway access to the existing steakhouse, they need to shift that over to align with the existing driveway, so there's no issue with that.
Can I ask about that?
Yes.
So shifting it over, there's an alley right next to that Steamont building. Can we have that as like a pedestrian crossing somehow, where you're coming down that alleyway, you have the driveway, and then you can do a paver crossing to the other side of the street? We had, before we had like a midpoint crossing.
You're talking
I think we,
a walkway alley here?
yeah,
Or
there's
this
like,
one?
no, sorry,
There's one on both
right,
sides.
on the right east side. Like just extending that or somehow jogging it over to where there's a actually crosswalk.
Do we know if that's private or public?
Private.
Okay. Well,
I'm just saying.
yes.
In the street, we can.
Yeah, in the street we can for sure. I was just making sure that it was actually used as a.
I want to make sure this is pedestrian walkable, and I want to have like a place where people don't have to like walk around the cars to get to the, like some type of midway point, which would be right there where that driveway is, or to the west side of that new driveway, and have it brought like a paver walk or something.
Yes, just to the, so just to the south side of the building, north side of that tree line.
Yeah. Yeah, we can definitely add.
Some of that's still in there. This was just, they were trying to show that we could put trees, and that was the whole point of that. But yeah, there's still some design elements that need to
Because
go.
we used to have like this really beautiful pedestrian area that had tables and all that kind of stuff. I know we can't do the tables because we need parking spaces, but we still need some like easy crossing right there.
Agreed, yeah.
To show that you can, cross the street in multiple different locations.
Yeah, that can definitely be added. And what we can do between now and our bid set is email updated schematic design so y'all can see and review for consideration. But again, kind of just going through the exhibit. On the south side, Caroline and McCown, the proposed intersection, matching what's existing on College and McCown, so kind of paying homage and again, bringing all of that activity further north to the community building. There is string lighting being proposed, again, kind of creating that pedestrian friendly environment, especially for the parades and street events that we're having on McCown Street.
Would it make more sense to do the pedestrian lighting like over College Street or the intersection or somewhere else? Like right now, it's just over parking spots. I wasn't really sure if that's the best place for string lights. But
Where are you talking?
Right here.
Is that the zigzaggy lines?
Yeah, they're string lights, but they'd be going over cars. I would wonder if there's like a better spot for them. But they used to go over in the middle where we had pedestrian seating.
Here?
Yeah.
I think, but I think, Ryan, that where there's, that's gonna be a staging
I
area.
think it's because of this whole,
Executive
right?
side. That's where we usually have, have all the parades stop and, I'm not saying we've done a lot of night parades, but it's where the street dance is and.
Consideration for
Those
putting
things
out
are-
College
there's
Street
lots.
dumpsters and, some of these utility trucks that are going on College, that may present an issue.
Yeah.
And then kind of again on, it's kind of hard to see on the exhibit, but on the west side of McCown, you'll see a brick sidewalk as well. Again, kind of continuing what's existing in downtown already. So from Caroline to College, just installing landscaping and trees on the west side of McCown along with that brick sidewalk.
I have a question about the trees.
Yes, sir.
So I see in here cedar elms and there is some live oaks, but cedar elms and Everclear elms. I don't know much about Everclear elms, but the cedar elms are the nastiest friggin' tree. They'll drop crap all over your cars and they weep. Those are not good. I don't know anything about the Everclear elms, so.
If there is, these are all pulled from the city's code of ordinances, so it's kind of just blanket potentials for the trees. But if there is any particular tree that we're wanting to utilize within the downtown area, we can make that recommendation to our sub-consultant. But yeah, agreed on the cedar elm. Don't want to be sneezing during these parades and street events.
Live oaks are wonderful, but they take forever to grow.
Yeah. Zach, on the pedestrian, I see you have pedestrian lighting, but I'm looking at the seating, the built-in wooden seating along with the plants on the far left of that photo.
Mm-hmm. Seating.
Where it says festoon lights.
Not on the hard copy, on the.
Yeah, on the.
Oh, yeah, I guess it would be on the hard copy as well. Enhanced street,
it says
enhanced crossing renderings.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah. So
where would that?
those can be placed at your intersections, and again, kind of just off potentials as to what could be there. You either have the benches, very traditional, with separate landscaping, or planter's box, essentially, with that could second as pedestrian seating.
I don't see where it says pedestrian seating.
That's what I don't see either. That's what I'm trying to understand, where you're seeing pedestrian seating.
I mean, I see the pictures, but it's not on the legend.
Yeah, it's not on the legend. But it would be placed at those intersections. So every item number 2 on y'all's exhibit would have one of those components, either the benches or the planter boxes.
That's awesome. Okay, I see. Item number 2, wherever you see 2, that's where we'd have the benches. Okay.
But essentially every intersection corner.
That's beautiful. All
I
right.
have a question for Gabe. What about lights?
So
Street lights are there.
streetlights are existing. They're not currently shown as far as new lights being proposed. That would be with our electrical sub.
Are they like gonna move and come back, or?
So the existing lights that are on McCown, we're planning to move them to the community building site and then replace either in kind or potentially based on the landscape.
Yeah, they're tired.
Yeah.
They have to be higher and,
For the landscape.
if we do the lights, we've got to get them up
You gotta go higher.
and go on both sides of the
Correct.
street.
Okay.
But wouldn't benches be harder to maintain? Would be the
Benches, you said?
Yeah.
They could, and that's a design consideration that we'll have to make. Kind of getting that input from y'all, city council, staff, making those recommendations accordingly.
So we could have
Zach,
like.
where would the clock go? I see it on the digital copy, but not on the printed.
Well, it would be
We have
like
existing
this.
lights.
There's a clock.
I was gonna say, is there
So we'd have to come back.
on the community building side or towards
I
Carroll?
like that one. I like
Community
this.
building side.
That's what I was
Between
thinking.
the,
Zigzag, yeah.
2 buildings, the
Mhm.
brick building and the wood building.
That's what I was thinking.
It's right in there.
There's a clock on it.
Uh-huh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a tower there now.
So would we be updating it, or
We can relocate it, again, kind of the thought is to bring more attention to the community building side, moving it closer towards that intersection.
But it belongs to that property owner.
It's private?
It's not ours.
Got it.
It's the property owner. He installed that
No, they would have
when he
to
built
install
the
it.
brick building,
Okay.
Mr. Barr.
Oh, yeah.
Now, he might be willing to let you move it. I'm not
For
saying
sure
he's
would.
not.
Yeah.
But why would you move it?
Probably don't need to.
Because you didn't know it was there? Is that right? You would move
I
it?
didn't know it was there.
No, yeah, it's already, right here, there's like a little grotto area, and it's in that
When you
area.
go to the cheese store,
Yeah.
it's right there.
Yeah, I definitely remember seeing, I just didn't know it was private.
Yes.
Okay, well, anyway, I was just seeing that it was on the legend, I saw it in the,
Yeah.
all right.
There's like a mural wall, where does that go, or is that just?
Again, it's kind of reference on, not reference, inspiration, better word.
I like it.
Put it on a place for us.
No, I mean, but that could, separate from this, could be a part of the
Actually, that might go on
southern,
the
south,
wall where, of the 213 Prairie.
yeah, or that, could be.
You could create a whole.
How good of artist are you, right? You do stick figures real well? Okay. All right, well, I mean, everything looks great. We just need to move along with this project. How much farther do we need to?
So we have to, I'm just
We
gonna
need to
help
move
you.
quick so we stop changing it.
So
Yes.
if we don't change,
Just stop.
if we don't change a thing on this rendering right here, we have to get this one-way street through council.
Well, it'll go except for
No.
this one maybe.
I'm just saying, there's gonna
How
be some
many
pushback.
people like the idea?
Which one-way street?
This one right here, this is a one-way street.
It's always been a one-way street.
No, it's not right now, and it wasn't from the
It's always
beginning.
been planned, it's always.
We have
been
some
a
people
one-way
who
street.
don't want it, but there are some people that do, right?
Yeah, we tried to push it through once before as a one-way and got shot down, so, just so you
Well, I
know.
think we should probably bring in some safety experts because that's probably what's gonna have to happen.
The original plan that you were looking at, that was when they were talking about shutting the street down to cars, period.
Completely, yeah.
That's why everything is shifted to the community
Might do
center,
that, I
because
know.
we're, yeah.
But I was disappointed that it's like completely wiped out, and I was just wanting a vestige of
I
that.
think with
I
this
like the
new,
one-way to the north personally, but
yeah, I think with this new plan, the one-way makes more sense than it did before because we're really widening it up.
And we really want to do a loop around Maiden, and we want to make Maiden one way back the other way to
back
kind
to the
of,
south.
yeah, to create that loop around town.
Look, I think in light of what we've, the amendments, the adjustments that we made, we've taken our time with this. It makes more sense to make it one way now. We may get some pushback from council, but I'll be happy to go speak on behalf of EDC if we need to make a point about this. But the goal is to get moving along on this. So what are we talking about time-wise?
Yes, so as far as phase one is concerned, we are actually, I'm preparing a 60% draft in my inbox, or with my design team now. As far as bid set goes, we're scheduled to bring a bid set to y'all on y'all's April 23rd ABC meeting. And so essentially from that bid set, getting authorization to bid and then going to council for the same, and then presenting the ROA in June, ideally, to begin construction June, July.
Perfect.
And ideally, we're wrapped up by December for phase one.
Beautiful. Hey,
Yeah,
Tilly?
Ms. Tilly?
So being wrapped up in December, we want to make sure, because the parade goes right through downtown.
Yeah, it's
So-
gotta be done.
It's going to be very tight.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
There's
we're,
a July parade, is it scheduled or no?
I haven't heard.
We'll be coordinating, obviously, with city staff and PD on, access and
make
parades.
sure that we have access.
For sure. And as far as phase two goes, again, I don't want to forget that aspect. Phase two being the community building site. We are preparing a subcommittee meeting for that, again, kind of with MEDC, council representatives, historical society representatives, to kind of gain insight as to what potential programming that we could have on within the community building site. Again, kind of removing the idea or decision answer on moving, relocating, rehabbing the community building, but just discuss programming. And then as we get further along with community building discussions, whether we decide to move it or keep it in place, finalizing that site plan to say.
So decide what it's gonna be used for before we decide what we're gonna do with it.
Generally speaking, again, kind of just getting a bubble diagram
That's fine.
of
That's a
what
good-
we're doing, you know, if we want to have, not pickleball, cornhole, sidewalks, through access, et cetera, those considerations, and then once we decide on the community building itself, finalizing the site plan overall.
And we haven't received, according to Brent, we haven't received anything back from the company, Design 3 yet? Not quite? Okay.
But that would be us, obviously, once we get further discussion from them and a potential architectural firm on relocating, they'll be brought into those subcommittee meetings as well, just so we're all talking.
We haven't paid them anything yet, and he blew me off last Friday, and he was supposed to be here tonight, so we'll look for somebody else.
I think it's a good idea, yeah, we move forward with someone.
I don't have time for that.
Yeah, we're not getting a lot of love from the Design 3 studio folks these days, so we're going to move on. If you're listening out there, we've had enough. Okay, so then, what else, Zach? So is that item number 10, I believe?
No.
No, it's nine.
Still on 9, okay.
Any other questions?
No?
Did you get what you needed, Zach, from us?
Yes, schematic design, generally, overall concept is good. Some small clarifications on crosswalks, pedestrian access, tree placement, and then planter box and benches, yes.
So phase one though, what exactly is in phase one?
So
All of McCown.
all of McCown.
Okay.
Water, sanitary, or not water, storm.
When does this design go to council?
As soon as,
The bid set is ready. That's when the design will go to council.
Okay, so why would you bid something if it's not approved yet?
that'll be the bid package ready to go.
Right.
It'll become a project, an official project. It'll go through the same thing like all these other projects. We'll have a dollar amount. It'll come to you guys. You'll approve it, do 2 public readings, the whole process.
Yeah, so but my whole point is if council shuts down this one-way street, your design is a waste of time. So why would you go through all the problems of bidding it and doing all that before you got your,
Well, they're not gonna bid it yet. It's just be the,
you just said it was the bid package.
So the bid package in April. So between now and April, essentially getting confirmation from council on one way versus.
I can definitely bring this to council right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Update.
Yeah, definitely
Take
getting
it to
ahead of that.
council before you waste all your time on a bid that they shut down.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. All right, so can we move on to item number 10? Okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Item number 10, update and discussion on regarding the future of the community building.
So, since we don't have the guy tonight, I will point out some, or I'll make a suggestion at this point. And this is what Zach was talking about, where we are. Can you move that up to where there you go. So, phase 2 is really about what happens in here. And if you look at the comprehensive plan, the idea was to take this brickwork, and then bring it into here and then, possibly here. Once we get some sort of agreement, what's happening here with the community center, with, renovating, whatever that may be, we can go ahead and ink this out. Until we know, for sure what's gonna happen here, we'll pretty much just put this all on pause until we get there. We can focus on the lots that are up front, get the signs and the different things up there, but at this point, the idea is just to get some ideas, and I think you guys got that packet. that Tracy Bullware had suggested.
Last meeting we seen it.
Yeah, so.
Are we still waiting on the design though? We can't do anything until we get some eye candy.
Yeah, and he just had ideas tonight anyways. I did talk to him on the phone.
Okay.
But we'll find another way to do it.
Okay. All right, so we'll push on then. So item number 11 is consideration, possible action on a special meeting to be held March 17th. That's St. Patty's Day. Not that I do a lot of.
Yeah, this is just to move the project into the next official thing. We'll have to do that. Depending on if I can get a few other things together, we'll get some other stuff on that special meeting.
The item number 8 that did pass 3-2, that would be scheduled for that March 17th meeting to have a public hearing held on that day.
Okay, I think we got it. We're gonna, I don't know, it's kind of like I don't even know why we went to quarterly meetings, to be honest with you, because there's so much going on right now, but well, does someone want to make a motion to hold the special meeting on March 17th? Or do you want to discuss it?
Sure, I'll make a motion to hold a special meeting on March 17th, 2026 at 6 p.m.
Any seconds? No?
Second.
Okay.
What are we?
We're just talking about adding a special meeting to be able to wrap up Rabon House and basically everything, all the action items we discussed.
It's the legal procedures we have to do, and then it'll go to council and be read, posted in the paper, all of those things.
Goes down the road, we're gonna make it by August. Okay, so it's been motioned and seconded. Who seconded?
I did.
Okay, Arnett seconded that we consider a possible action, or we will be scheduling a special meeting to be held on March 17, 2026 at 6 p.m. It's amenable, debatable, requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. And opposed? Okay, the ayes carry. Last item on the list, Director Carl, thank you for your patience.
No problem.
Okay, so it's the.
Alright, so since we met this month, we threw in a month's report for you, so does anybody have any questions about the December financial?
All right, we're ready when you are.
I don't have anything in particular to draw your attention to, so unless anybody has any questions.
Doing okay.
We're doing great.
Alright.
Wow, all that for that? I'm so sorry. Anyway, I don't know why we don't put her at the front of the list, you know? Look, thing works all day.
She could have went home.
I was gonna say, she could have gone home. Maybe you could just chime in on Zoom or something. Anyway, well, thank you, Mary Ann. Thank you for putting that together. Thank you for staying on top of everything for us. I also want to point out, Ruby, thank you for getting the meeting minutes out and getting everything to us in such a timely manner. It's been so refreshing having you as our secretary, so thank you. And Brent, you're tremendous. We appreciate everything you're doing too. So I just wanted to say that before we go into special session. So we're going to adjourn and to close executive session as authorized by the Texas Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551 of the Government Code. And we are going to, let's see, Montgomery Economic Development Corporation will meet in closed session pursuant to provisions of Chapter 551 of the Texas Government Code in accordance with the authority contained in Section 551.074 Personnel Matters, Economic Development, Assistant Director position. So we are going to go into closed session at 7:32. Let's do it.
Gonna go home.
Okay, it is 7:55-ish, at least by my watch it was. And we are back in session, and the Montgomery Economic Development Corporation has convened in open session. Let's see here. Okay, and we've discussed personnel matters, economic development assistant director position. Okay, so we're back in session. So we're set for a board inquiry, right?
No, I need to make a motion to authorize the city administrator to negotiate the offer of employment for our assistant MEC director position.
Okay. So it's been motioned and seconded by Carol that we ask that the city administrator make an offer to the Economic Development Assistant Director position candidate. It's amendable, debatable, requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. And all those opposed? Okay, so that motion carries. Anybody on the board inquiry? Do we have any board inquiry information? Arnett? I know you've been dying to talk.
No.
Okay, then any items to consider for future agenda? Item number 15, no? All right, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn then.
Motion to adjourn.
Wow, we had it in stereo. Both second and second. All right, so Ryan Lundeen has made a motion to adjourn our meeting. Carol has seconded. It's amendable, debatable, requires a majority vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. This meeting is adjourned. We'll see you in March.
So, y'all want to have a meeting.
How do you get on TVs?
I know, we
Come to church. Oh, I made it now.
thought it was so boring there for a minute, but now it's a project.
So,
Who was the gentleman out in the audience?
I'm making more meetings.
In the blue shirt?
Have a good evening.
Have a good one. Okay, you too.
More EDC meetings and
Hey, man.
What's up?
How you doing, brother?
Good.
I was going to you the other day, man, on 105.
I'm making more
what's that, brother?
meetings.
I know.
And I'm not going to.
I was here